Hey guys, I'm Shy. Welcome to Things No One Tells You About Being a Mom, where I talk about my hey, no one told me about that moments in mommyhood. So today we're going to talk about thing number 12, comparison. I've caused myself major anxiety playing the comparison game. And comparison is just such a thief. It's just a thief of joy, peace, and progress. I mean, personally, in my life playing the comparison game, I've allowed comparison to just completely paralyze me, and the perfect example of that is in my business. Like, I've had so many great business ideas, and I would research them and try to implement them, but then I would look and see what the next person was doing and be like, oh wow, they're doing it like this, or they're doing it better than me. I'm not good enough. And so then I'll just scrap the entire thing. Not just the business idea, but I would scrap the business itself, like in its entirety. And why? Just because I would see what someone else was doing, how they were doing it, and I would feel insecure because I feel like they were doing it better, or they did it before me, or I would try and it wouldn't be as good as them. Comparison is such a bully. I found myself doing this as a mom. I'm blessed enough to have an awesome community of moms surrounding me and just, walking this thing out with me. And I'm so glad I don't have to walk out motherhood alone. Um, and as my daughter grows, like, my list of things that I'm unsure about um, seems to continue to grow. From, she's not in daycare, so I'm like, okay, she's 19 months. Do I put her in daycare now? When do I put her in daycare? What kind of daycare? Does she really need to be in daycare? Do I, continue teaching her a little Spanish while she's, learning some English? Or is that confusing? Or do I just teach her English and then, throw in some Spanish later? Um, how do I get her off the bottle? When do I get her off the bottle? What about binkies? Like the whole nine, right? So reaching out to the women in my mom community is very helpful. But then I do this little thing where I'll ask them for advice, and then I'll compare that to what I do, and then I just get so anxiety stricken. Do you do that? Like, you just ask somebody for advice and you're like, oh, this is great. And then you're like, well, wait a minute. I do it like this. Oh my God, I'm horrible, right? And I'm slowly learning as I go along my mom journey that I don't have to do that. All I have to do is find what works best for me and my child. And that's all you have to do. Find what works best for you and your family. And it's absolutely okay to ask for advice when needed. I actually recommend it. But remember, you have to find and do what works best for you. As if comparing yourself to other moms isn't bad enough, what about those times you compare your baby to other babies? This one's a doozy. If your son crawls, months after your friend's son crawls, that's okay. It's important to remember that babies hit milestones at different points. For me, I know it's so easy to be like, oh, well, so and so can, I don't know, count to five, and Austin can't. Oh my God, I'm a terrible mom. I'm slacking. Why does my kid not know her numbers? Why does she not know how to count to five? And then it's just like a spiral from there. Why? On the other hand, if your kid does something before, your friend, before your friend's kids does, or, hits a certain milestone before, all their other, like, kitty friends, please don't be that mom that gloats. I try to support all my mama friends, but this mom drives me a little crazy. I love her though. So, let's remind ourselves to not play the comparison game. Momming is already hard. Why make it even harder? It's totally okay to ask other moms in your community, how they've handled things that you're unfamiliar with. However, please do not take what they do and, compare it to what you do and feel like you're a horrible mom, because you're not. If no one's told you today, you are a great, phenomenal, and capable mom. Okay? Remember that. So, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have not already, make sure you subscribe, because I want you to subscribe so we can talk. If you have any, personal stories about you playing the comparison game, I would love to hear about it. Go ahead and drop me a comment in the comment section, and I'll see you guys the next time. Bye.